So I wanted to spend a little bit more time with our wandering pilgrim and some of his teaching. He's talking about guarding his mind, protecting his treasure, which is that quiet and peaceful mind. And he gives some good pointers here. He says, "For I have tried especially to remember only such matters as guided and urged my idle soul to prayer. All the rest I rarely remember, or rather I have tried to forget the past, as St. Paul bids us when he says, forgetting the things that are behind and stretching forward to the things that are before, I press on toward the goal of the prize of this high calling." So this notion of really protecting your mind, reserving that thought of the divine, that presence of God, and keeping that as the central narrative as you live your life. It's not an exclusion to living your life, it's an addition to, but not being taken off track. He later describes here, he says, if the mind cannot be turned from prayer by means of vain thoughts and sinful ideas, then we bring back into our mind good things which have been taught and fills us with beautiful ideas, so that one way or another we may be lured away from prayer. It is called a theft from the right-hand side, and in it, the soul, putting aside its converse with God, turns to the satisfaction of converse with self or with created things. So it gives you the idea of what this pilgrim's mind was like, what a saint's mind is like, where the presence of the divine ideal, the presence of God, if you will, or the presence of love, perfected, the highest ideal that can be imagined, is the center of the mind, and all things dance around that. All ideas and all thinking dance around that beautiful ideal. And that he strives to forget things that would have caused cynicism or hopelessness or helplessness or negativity in any way, and return to that ever-present thought of love in the mind. And he says that there's really only two ways that gets challenged: by thoughts of vanity, thoughts of how good we are, how great we are, how beautiful we are, and whatnot, or thoughts of the sinful nature, thoughts about body, mind, thoughts about being drawn into pleasure, things that can't be satiated and yet pull us into an appetite for. So it's a danger zone. So those two things can corrupt the mind or take away your inner peace. He also interestingly says if it can't be the lower thoughts, it'll be higher thoughts, getting caught up in ideas of philosophy and beautiful thinking. And that if the mind can occupy itself with thinking about itself, the self, or thinking about these lower things, or conversing with created things, as it were, the world as it appears, that these are things that take the mind from that higher ideal, from that beautiful source of love, which creates that stillness and creates that inner peace, allows for that inner peace to be manifested. So guard the mind. Be focused on preparing your mind. It's where you live. It's the house you live in while you're in this world. And so keep it clean, keep it sharp, keep it peaceful, keep it positive, keep it beautiful by keeping your highest ideal well established at the center, that love, that idea of the divine, of God.